staying them in the house on April 11th, 2023. Trying to get back in the groove from the Easter weekend.
Yeah, and that half a day on Friday really threw
Half
me
a
off.
day on Friday, man. I'm still trying to get back. I've
Yeah,
been in a sleepy mode. Been staying up late, getting up early,
yeah.
getting
Allergies been
getting
killing me.
some nap time in New York session.
Um,
So
allergies been killing me, Dubs. Killing me.
still,
Yeah, I can't get over 'em. I've been like messed up the whole weekend.
oh man, that ain't good.
Benadryl and pills all weekend long.
Yeah, I
And
hear you. I hear
I'm
you.
I'm ghost town. Well, let's get to these charts.
Let's do it.
Let's get to these charts. Let's start off with our faves. Our faves, you know our faves. We know where we're at. You know where we're at. We're on that yearly. We're on that yearly and look at where we're at. Remember we said we were going to be trading above these highs and look where we're at. We're at this boxy highs and look where we're at. We're still previous month highs. Can't get above that previous month high right here, dog. Look, the month we made that going into April and we're right there. So tomorrow's a make or break as you look at these candles right here. These are indecision candles right here. You know,
Yeah.
they aren't letting it drop. They keep buying the drop. Keep buying it. Look, this day swept all the way to low. It almost came down this way. And then got bought back up right to the high. And look, back to the high of that candle. Look at that. Back to the high of previous. We're knocking on that door. And tomorrow with CPI data, we will see if we will burst open
Oh
that
yeah.
door.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we're up here. We could be trading. Look, we were trading up here before. It got warm, got warm, got warm, and then start breaking down. But look, we're kind of holding together here.
So
We'll
do we
see
get
what
a
happens
100-point
tomorrow.
move tomorrow?
It could blow up. I mean, they literally been buying the dip on this, and they've been setting up to buy at the lows from previous day, and necessarily not the lows, but the highs of previous day. So like that price that I had there on 29.50, that was the price they sold at the open. Um, and realistically, since it came back up, that's kind of saying that they're still holding on to these highs. So they're kind of buying into it. As we see on, let's go on the 30 minute and see how it looked.
Yeah.
Um,
We also got earnings starts, I think, Friday.
Yes, earnings
So
this week, CPI data. There's a lot of stuff coming out this week, and usually, and this is the scenario that has been doing. Like they're buying into earnings.
yeah, they're getting in position, no
So they're
doubt.
buying
You
into
can see
earnings.
it.
Here they took profit, and then here they're buying the low. So they're holding this price down here. So as you see, they're just holding down here. And how do we know they're holding? Because if you look at London's closes, they're all down here.
Yep, right
London's
here.
closes are all down here. London close right here, 11. London close right here, 11. London close, 11. Very, very dangerous.
Yep.
And this price right here is very important. This is London's close as well. First day, we actually closed above this price. And what did they do at the end of the day? They ramped it up. What they do before the market ended, they went above it. They went above London's close. So once they got above London's close, London tried to sell a top here over here. They were selling into all this move. And where they go? Right to London's close right here.
Yep. A lot of price action in this area. I think I put that in chat today. What do we talk about? Well, you do mostly. When this price fills up,
Yep.
then they're going to try to move up to the next block.
Yep. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Now, is it I tell people it's dangerous at these
But
highs.
yeah, but we do have a high low, and we are at halfback.
Yes.
So can it still try to make a move up into here and then roll? Yes, it can.
It
We're
could.
not saying that it's going to go take out the high. It can,
It can. It
absolutely.
looks what it looks like is the scenario up.
But we're at
That's what we
halfback. I wanted everybody to see that though. We had a high, we got a low, and
and
we
they
are
set it
at
up
it
like that.
halfback.
We always talk about how they set it up for a decision to be made at these prices, whether it's halfback, whether it's a halfback on a daily. It's always near these prices when some kind of decision has to be made
Yes.
or some kind of report is going
And
to
a
come
lot of
out.
times it's at halfback. Most
Yeah,
of the
they
time.
put it at halfback.
They put
You'll
it at
see,
halfback.
and then London's close is always halfback. So you'll see that and you'll be like, wait a minute. And guess where we pull back to? London's close, halfback. So the scenario of this is going into Asia, this could drop, and then London could buy it up because it's just trying to get back to London's close, whichever's closed. Now, say Asia buys it up.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, now we've got a
London,
London Open down here at 23. I did put that in chat.
But there was a London Open over here, I think that it hit.
And we hit the London Open right here on this candle right here. There was another London Open on Wednesday.
There's a London Open right here, Dobbs, that it came close to hitting right here. I'm not really sure if it hit, but it was around the 50th area.
Yeah.
It came up there and kind of hit it, and that's why I said, "Oh, I'm not."
Yeah, they hit New York closed candle. They actually
there was no
touched that
direction.
candle.
There was no direction. There's no other London closes up here, and we're going into
and that's why they released it right there
yeah,
at the end of the day.
There was nowhere to go for.
Nowhere to go.
Like,
yep.
So if they send it too high, they know that London's open is going to sell it.
Don't sell it.
Yep. London's closed, and that's a big drop. So why let them get that? Instead of making them buy their own London close and then send it up to the
That's
high.
why I think this 23 right here is going to be crucial.
Yeah, because it needs, this is a lot of empty area. So it could, into our report, we could see a move up, right? Like this, and then a wick down and then come back up. And that's going to be the fake out and then come back up.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, but this could still tank. This could still go down. But you know, they have other things. So don't think that tomorrow CPI data is going to send this down just because CPI data when we have earnings coming in on Friday, and that could change the whole market up as well. They could just be like, oh, we're going to wait for Friday, and then Friday make the move.
Yeah, it's possible.
So it could be another day like this that we're just going to flip flop back and forth.
or just could keep grinding. Grinding.
It could just grind up. And realistically, into these reports, what we have seen is move up from the low. So anything from these reports usually move up. If it's a move down, be very suspect of a move down too. That's the problem. But I doubt it's going to be a move down because where they have it right now. Because if they have it on a move down, it's going to be a massive squeeze if that CPI data is good, or if it's in their favor, whatever they want to hear. Like I suggest people, like tomorrow's going to be like one of those days that we're due for 100-point move. We barely had range for a couple days now. It's like 30 points, 40 points. It's due for a big pop, and I think they're setting up. And the amount of orders are going through here, especially today, Dobbs. This thing was trading
yeah.
It was trading like crazy, but barely moving.
Yes.
Even when it was coming down this way and coming down to lows, it was a lot of orders going through here, and I was like, I don't know why this isn't just releasing.
Because they're getting
ready.
Went
straight to the price that I said 32, and then I was like, yo, once it gets there, and I text Dobbs that last night. I said we're going back to 32, how they set it up, because of the fact that it's going back to London's close, because they're gonna pop it up and then sell it down. I was selling up here, and 151 was at 43, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. 42.
Yeah, so 43 was 151 at Asia's range. I was selling up there, and if you put the fibs on it, you start seeing that they weren't buying it all the way to the range. It was barely getting to that range. It was hard to get to that range, and then when it went into midnight, they bought it up and then sold it right down to London's open. As London opened, they were like buying it, and then they just sold it down.
Yeah, I seen 4 a.m. at the highs this morning. That's when I took that trade that I posted in the profit section.
I sold
6 a.m. So
yeah, I was selling this all the way down. Then when it bounced, I shorted right here.
I got out at the tippy
low,
bottom.
halfback.
Yep.
It was like clockwork this morning. It was very simple, but we did have a target, and that's why I said, yo, 32, because it could have gone to 29, but once it hit that 32, that was London close range. I was like, that was London's close, and I was like, this could literally, and it did do it afterward, but it went all the way down 29. But after it wicked back up, I was like, this thing's going all the way back up to the highs, and it took out the high, stood with London's close range. It literally came down here. I think 29 London's close range was 29. It hit, went right back up to the high, which hit right here, and we went above it a little bit. That's why I said into time, if this gets past 3 o'clock, there's no more play to the long side.
Yeah,
I said you probably got to 50, and then that's it. And we hit
New York. Yeah, New York at the high at the end of the day. They just went ahead and took a little bit of profit. Why
and you
not?
gotta kind of consider that the fact that it was really, we're going into a report. Where do they want it? They want it at halfback. Kind of the same scenario we just talked about. That they want it, so nobody gets position in it. So right here, you have a lot of longs, you got a lot of shorts, and this is what's going to cause these wicks to go up like this, go down like this. So tomorrow, be mindful. 8:30 comes. Do not be in this thing because this is going to wick. It's going to wick insanely, and it could do it prior to that news, but we're probably more likely going to see a move up. We'll see if we're below London's open, then we're going to go to the downside. If we're above London's open, we're definitely going to go upward. But 820, you better be out those positions, because this thing could literally go in both directions.
Yeah.
And it's looking like it's going to a long direction. Remember, people are still very bearish in this, so it could literally go up or down. But realistically, if you got a scratch play tomorrow, take that scratch. Don't take that wick, because that wick could be 100-point wick in both directions.
I'm sure 6 a.m. is going to give us a play before.
Yeah, before the
news. Yeah, before the news, they always do.
Going into that news, just be careful not to be in a position where this is gonna chop you up, because tomorrow will be one. This week, in fact, will be one of those weeks. And I said it this today. I said, I was trading with minis because I wasn't very confident to be like, I'm gonna trade a heavy with this, and then you get a move like yesterday that this just took off. Of course, it went to a London close, and like I said right here, when they hit London's close, London will usually cover. So when they covered, it popped up. This is the same scenario as here. We hit a London's close down here, and all they did was cover. New York kind of disguised it, going a little bit lower, but then it came back up into London's close, and they're like, London's close at London's close was not a sell. Everybody bought into it, and that was a move all the way back up to the highs. Like yesterday, Europe wasn't open, but the fact that this is all based on algos, it doesn't really necessarily mean anything.
Well, I mean, that means New York got price and nobody else did, so that does mean a lot.
Well, I mean, they have the same price here, so I don't know if the fact that maybe they just double dip, they took advantage of the markets being closed.
That's New York style.
And they corrected that big 2-hour candle that was down here. So if you look at the 2-hour candle, it needed a correction, and it just did that into that move, because look at that. And then this is what Dobbs is talking about, that area that we just really didn't come down here. So it could do this, fix itself, right? And then come right back up. Now we've seen that done before in other reports, like right here, it didn't really fix itself, but it came down. And
right, because they could, that could be London's play right there.
It could be that they're selling all the way down, and then they cover here.
London buys it.
Yeah. And then once it hits down here and New York sees that they hit and London can't sell, this thing could take off like a rocket. I'm still debating, like, this thing's still going to go to the highs, and I think it's still 200 points more to the upside of this, probably to 4,300. Just because of the whole pivot action. If everything falls in line and earnings is bad for the banks, I believe that the fact that the Feds are going to pivot soon, and everything that's going bad, even if the CPI data is good in the favor of the market, and the banks are doing really bad, the Feds are more likely to pivot earlier. So that's what they will push for. And how they push for it is that they want this price all the way up, and they'll just keep moving up, because the Feds don't want the price up. Remember, Feds want price down.
Yep.
And if the Feds want price down, the stock market is going to hold them hostage with sending the price up higher into the top. And that's basically a scenario of it. So let's do a London close range and then be on our way, Dobbs. I mean, tomorrow, like I said, set up real quick. And
it's all about the setup, guys. I cannot say it enough. Setup shows you everything you need to see.
I mean, let's put it from yesterday, because this was like really key from yesterday. That was like, it was. If you set up from last night into the close, you saw this whole play out perfectly. Bam. Can't have any better right there. That's the range. Look where we hit. Boom. Came back to 32.
Yep.
I thought it was 29. Hit the same price, held, and then boom, went up to 28. 48, which is literally this price. And then, I mean, in time, everything worked out. London's close up here. We had a London's close right here. I noted it on the chart in the chat. I said, look, London's close is down here at 32. Once it hit 32, look, 32.95, and London's close. This was a long. and it went the whole range. You could have bought the whole range. You could literally have 48 as a target, and that would have been your key right there. And even during the day, if you had this like this, and then we get above that price, we're holding half of that move up. Look, boom, right up to the high. You don't need no special gimmicks or anything.
Nope, 3 checks today. You had 3 checks, 50 to 50,
Buy.
50 to 50, 3 times.
And then look on the way down. Why is this
That
out?
1.
Halfback didn't hold up.
Yep.
Boom.
2, 3. 3 checks.
And then when it came down here and failed halfback, then it comes back up here and holds halfback. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, that's holding halfback. Look, it's a go with time. The sell here, I can't get this guy. I'm driving home, but I kind of felt like they were gonna sell it at the highs. I was very cautious. I told everybody, be careful, just use the
Yep.
So let's set up for tomorrow, and then we'll see what we got in store for us. Right now we are at the lows. Oh, you already closed it
No,
up?
no, my bad.
I just want to put the London close.
Put it back up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me do it real quick, and then the setup is key. The setup is key. If you guys are not setting up, that's when you're losing right there, when you're not setting up. Right there. It's a tight, see how tight the range is? And that's what I wanted to set up for. Look how tight that range is. So can we possibly go down to the downside and then be bought back up? Absolutely. So it's very, very tight right now. Look at the ranges. It's literally 9 points, 9 points of range in each area. So don't think that this is going to be tanking before that report, or is going to be taken off before that report. Just stay with your ranges and play it for what it's doing. Remember, this is very tight range. So if you want to sit out until the report is done, by all means, some days you could say, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to go higher with more precision, or am I going to be with smaller precision? And that's the key, that when it goes like this, you're going to have to think, if you trade an ES and this goes against you and you're quick to have a quick stop, or you don't have a good price, it'll hit your target. If you're selling right here, it hit this target and then come back up, then that's your fault, because the range is very tight. Yep. So, but if you were with minis, then you could sustain a pull back up to here and then possibly add here, because you're selling up here possibly when it
or you definitely get out at target.
Yeah, exactly.
Trading the ES, you have to take your targets or you're going to get burned.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people won't take these plays up here. They'll wait for some kind of confirmation, or they won't take this high. And that's the thing. Like, they're waiting for a candle like this and then selling into it, they're going to get caught at the bottom, and this could come right back up because of the range, and then flip the other direction, because then you're looking at a high, right? Low, high, halfback. So if halfback held, this thing could go all the way up here.
Yep.
You got to understand that scenario. Now, look, we got
it could go all the way to the top. Yeah,
it could go all the way up here. Yeah. You don't know when that's going to stop. That's the thing. So it could be into time. And then if you look at that time and you're looking at, well, the next 2 hours is going to start in an hour and a half. Guess what? We could literally be seeing this price in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you're better off closing that out and then selling up here, or taking that long all the way up here until that time runs. And that's key. Like, if you're buying this drop down here and this thing starts going against you, you better get out of this thing like this if you think you're going to the moon. And the ranges are all the same. Like, literally this high and this low is almost the same as the range from yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's gotten tighter. So understand that the range from yesterday was down here, right?
This is why we draw it every day, because the range
is getting tighter. So
range moves.
You have to be careful. Look at the range from yesterday, right? And look at the range from today. So this was all right range. We had at least 15 points right here.
They're staying in the range.
And they stood inside this range. But look at what we're looking at right now. So this is literally setting up for a pop. And it once it pops, this range will break and make a new range. Now, can it trade in this range into the report? Yes. Why? Because London's close range starts when London's close happens. So the best bet, like I tell some people, is wait for London's close range. London's close, go back. London's close on let's do London's close. London's close on Monday. Buy. Boof, you got paid, right? London's close on Thursday. Boof, buy, you got paid. London's closed on, what is this? On Wednesday last week. Remember, we had a holiday, so we skipped a day. This was London's close range. Boom. It whipped this bottom side, came back up to the top side. You got enough money on both these places, the downside and up.
If you just waited for the London close candle and put you a square on it, gets above it, above half back, it's gone.
And sometimes it's better than playing New York because, like I said, New York has all those options. So you're better off finding a time that you could play this and do it during that time and stick religiously to that. We know people that just stick religiously to London's close and they don't play the New York Open. Yep. Now us, we gotten used to it because, like I said, I was chilling at the Open today. Well, I said 32.
Well, I mean, it's good to have an option. If we don't like price action, we don't have to play the Open. No, we can play pre-market.
I'll tell you close. I'll tell you right now, the way that this range looks right now is telling me not to play it.
And I've been not playing New York. I mean, I've been playing pre-market, but normally I do not play New York, period.
Oh, the market open and gap down. All right, Dobbs, let's wrap it up. So
all right.
Work.
All right, let's do it. All right, risk of trading. We got to do the risk of closures real quick. The risk of loss in trading securities, options, futures, forex, and commodities can be substantial and are not suitable for all investors. You must consider all relevant risk factors, including your own personal financial situation, before trading. We do not trade money we cannot afford to lose. That's why we use the prop firms. You assume the risk of any and all financial investments you make.
Cause so many time passed by. Don't know why I'm losing my mind. Ego was so strong inside. At this point I just lived a lie. I just lived a lie. I wish I could tell you why. I wish I could feel you again, but I know it's too late and I know you're away. There's a chance to apologize. No. It's a goodbye, just a goodbye. Forever and ever, you'll never come back. Just a goodbye, forever goodbye.
Other side.
I sit in my ride, think about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I sit in my ride.
Area 51.
So many time passed by. I saw you last time. This is my last ride. I wish we're gonna see us on the other side.
Other side.
This is my last ride. On the other side. It's a goodbye, just a goodbye. Forever and ever, you never come back. Just a goodbye, forever goodbye. I said